Hey, Brendan here, BrendanVoliski.com, and in this video, you're going to learn everything about using Shopify for WordPress. So the benefit of using Shopify for WordPress is that you are able to effectively utilize the benefits of both Shopify and WordPress because both platforms have their shortcomings and their benefits. So we're going to be going through that as well, hopefully helping you understand exactly why you want to actually use them in conjunction. What is the benefit for building your business on these two platforms instead of just only using one, and why you want to connect them. Alright guys, so we are now on the computer. Now before we dive into actually getting everything all set up and taking a look at a couple of examples, there is two different ways that you can actually get this set up within your business depending on your goals and what you actually want to do. Now the first option is the cheaper option if you just want to add e-commerce to WordPress in minutes. As you can see, that is what Shopify is promising here with this, and effectively you can add in the Shopify buy button that lets you sell on your website, your WordPress blog for just $9 a month. You can go ahead and get that set up with just the buy button. So effectively you're able to add a buy button or an add to cart button and completely allow people to purchase products off of your website. And that would only be sales through the blog. So you don't actually have an entire e-commerce store set up. You would not have a storefront if you were to do this route. This route is a simpler route, that's for sure, because all you have to do is copy the HTML tag that Shopify gives you when you install the buy button as a sales channel. And all you have to do is just, copy the HTML, paste that into your blog posts on WordPress. If that is what you want to do, if you just want to keep it simple and not really go the full distance. But in this video, we are going the full distance to get you set up with an entire store that is integrated within your WordPress site. They do operate on separate subdomains, but they are integrated in a way because they are on the same root domain, and effectively you are able to kind of connect them together in a way, which I'm going to be showing you some examples. But this is one of the routes you could go. This is the cheaper route if you just want the functionality to sell your products through Shopify on your WordPress site and add in the buy buttons, as you can see here. Now, to take a look at an example of just utilizing the buy buttons. Now, K9 of mine does not actually utilize the Shopify-based buy buttons like we're going through right here for their WordPress-based site, but they do utilize Amazon links and Amazon-style posting. So you could utilize the same style of posts for your own WordPress website and how you structure your blog. So you could do like the best dog beds, right? If you sell dog beds, if you have a dog related store, you could completely do articles like this. And then at the bottom here, they do have little links to dog beds, and they would have Amazon boxes here, although for some reason their website is just kind of glitching out right now. I don't know if that's me or them, but as you can see, they do have links here to Amazon affiliates, to where, as you can see, they link out with Amazon affiliate. And that's one way to go as well if you were to be running your business like that. But this is, of course, for if you're selling your own products through Shopify on your blog, right? You want to get that all set up. So that is one route that you can go, is just the buy buttons to where you don't actually have a store. But if you do want to go the route of having the whole store, which personally is probably best for you, just so that you have a completely dedicated separate site for selling and a place that you could send your visitors if they want to access your storefront. And that's just really, really beneficial, especially when you build your email list from your blog and you're like, hey, we have this discount on this item. You could just send them to the product page. And then also, they could shop around, maybe buy some other products. They could actually take a look through the rest of your store because it is optimized as a store, not just a single buy link. So that is really the benefit of having a full store in comparison to just the buy buttons. The buy buttons do work if you do want to go the cheaper route and just do that for only $9 a month. But if you do want to go the full route, which is the $29 a month standard Shopify basic plan, which links to all these different platforms will be in the description as well. And in the blog post, there will be a blog post link below once it is created. and that will have, and this video should be embedded in there as well. So if you want to see other all the links to everything will be down in the description or below this video. So as you can see, this is the other route where you can actually build a fully functioning website and actually manage everything about your business, is to actually have a full store, which is personally what I would recommend you to do, because you want a full store where people can actually shop around, and you could, drive traffic from your email list subscribers directly to your actual store as well. It's just a lot better. So taking a look at a couple of examples, like I was saying, we have naturallycurly.com here, which their main website is a blog that is a massive traffic source. If we take a look at SimilarWeb, which this is just the SimilarWeb plugin, they get about 1 million to 2 million visits per month. So clearly they know what they're doing here with traffic and building a blog. So I'm kind of showing you the benefits here with the potential that this system could actually build for you. It's really impressive. So you could get, obviously it takes a while to build up your content marketing to get to the point where you have such an authority site. But when you have such an authority site like that, to where you're getting like 1 million, estimated 2 million visits every month, and a lot of that is from organic search engine SEO traffic, that is a massive revenue potential there. So, you bring people to your blog through different content, and they actually have a shop here. And if you click on it, or as we go through this, when you click on the shop, it takes you out to an external site, which is a subdomain, like I was showing you earlier, as shop.naturallycurly.com. So effectively, this is a really great way, because you can have your site, your storefront, operated on a completely separate install as a Shopify site, because Shopify, like we were going over earlier, is really the best e-commerce platform, and that's what they're doing here. So they have it all set up here as a Shopify-based site, shop.naturallycurly. They have a little coupon pop up there. So shop Naturally Curly, and then Naturally Curly is the regular website. So as you can see, that is kind of the system they are rolling with here for their business. And this is not the only one, right? I was going to show you a couple examples. So the next one is Survival Life. Now, Survival Life is ran by a digital marketer, one of the most successful marketing companies, very successful people. They've done millions upon millions of dollars with this business. We take a look at SimilarWeb as well. They are getting about 1 million estimated visits per month. So they also know what they're doing with the content marketing and building out their authority site here as Survival Life. If we take a look at the traffic sources, they do have a little bit more with direct, and a lot with email. So as you can see, email is still great platform, email marketing, but 10% of their traffic. But I do know that they do get a lot of their traffic, as you can see here. We're taking a look at it right now. 23% from search, and that 50% from direct. So as you can see here, survivallife.com, we take a look at their shop, which is a little bit difficult to get to. They don't really link it the same way that Naturally Curly does, but I'm just going to go ahead and type in that domain, since I know it is store.survivallife.com. I think that they mostly link to their store through their email list, but as you can see, they have a fully functioning store built on Shopify as well that is mostly selling knives. I think they mostly sell survival-based knives and other equipment. But they obviously sell knives. I think Hoffman Richter, I don't know if that's their brand or they're just selling Hoffman Richter, because I've seen it in a little bit of their other marketing as well, just by studying them. But as you can see, a full install of a store, a full store here, all built off of this system where you have a WordPress website as your main traffic generator, your blog, and then on the side you have your shop or your store, however you want to name it. Does not matter. It's the same way. And like I said as well, you could also go the reverse, where you have blog.naturallycurly.com, and then the main website is under the main domain. But this is it to each their own. You could do it either way. It just depends on how your site is structured, how you want to go with it. There are other companies that do that, so just you can keep that in mind. So how to actually get this set up, right? How do you actually do this? Okay, how do you connect it? After looking at all of this stuff, obviously you can use the Shopify buy button with the regular plan as well. That is an extra sales channel. So it is nice to embed in blog posts. If you do want to embed some products towards the bottom, you can embed them in the post, as you can see here. like this, like a leather side bag. You can embed that right into a blog post and people could buy it right from the blog post page, which is super, super powerful when you're building out your store. It's a really, really powerful little sales channel that you can add, as well as building your entire store on that separate subdomain. So how do we get this all set up? Okay, so first off, you need to obviously have signed up for Shopify. You have a full Shopify account. Like I said, links to everything will be in the description and below. So you sign up for Shopify. That is definitely the first step there. You want to get yourself all signed up with them. So once you have your Shopify account, which I'm not going to show you how to do it, it's really pretty straightforward. You just click get started and they will take you through the entire process of building out your store. So once you go ahead and get yourself all signed up with Shopify, the next step, of course, is to actually get yourself a domain. Now, you can purchase your domain through Shopify if you want to. You can also purchase your domain through Bluehost. Now, Bluehost is the platform that we are going to be using for the WordPress install. There are a variety of other options as well, but Bluehost is the one that I personally recommend. Like I said, links to everything in the description and below this post. So you go ahead and get yourself signed up with Shopify, and you go ahead and get yourself signed up with WordPress. And with WordPress, there is an important note here, is that when you're using WordPress, you want to make sure that you do utilize, if you aren't using Bluehost, you need to be using WordPress.org. So it is WordPress.org is the actual install. That is the platform to use, not WordPress.com. I know this is a very common misconception. I ran into this exact same problem, probably as you might be if you are brand new to all this. You're a beginner. You're trying to get all this stuff set up for your store so that you can drive traffic through blog and all that cool fun stuff. So WordPress.com is a completely separate business. WordPress.org is what you want. WordPress.com is kind of like its own separate thing, whereas WordPress.org is the self-hosted version of WordPress pretty much. So make sure WordPress.org, and we're just going to be setting that up with Bluehost as our basic web hosting. It is $3.95 a month, pretty cheap. You do get a free domain and SSL as well through WordPress. And they actually have a really great support. So does Shopify. Shopify has excellent support. I have called both of their support teams trying to set all of this stuff up throughout the process, which you may also have to do. So it is important that you do invest in, obviously good platforms, because Shopify has an amazing support team, and so does Bluehost. It'd be nice if they could interact a little bit better like together, but they are really great support teams by themselves, trying to get all this stuff set up. So if you do have problems throughout this entire process, feel free to leave a comment below or just contact their support directly. I'd probably recommend you just contact their support directly if you do have problems trying to set all of this stuff up, because they should be able to help you with any things that maybe I leave out or maybe you run into yourself that is unique to you. So of course, you set up with there, you sign up with Bluehost, you get that set up, you get your WordPress installed, you go ahead and go into there. So that's the first step, is you want to make sure that you're all signed up for both platforms, you have both installed. And running per month on this entire platform, Shopify is about $29 per month and WordPress is about $3.95 per month. So it is a pretty cheap way to go ahead and get yourself all set up with such an amazing platform that these other two really, really big brands also utilize and sell products through. So that's the first step. Now, the next step is, once you already have your domain, which I'd imagine you'd get your main domain just through Bluehost because it's free. You get one free with that. So you get that all set up. Now, to actually set up the subdomains to get it to where you have the shop and the store, this aspect is actually kind of difficult to set up. Oh, we actually clicked on something. So the setup is a little difficult to set up, but it is pretty simple. Like I said, just contact their support if you do have any issues getting this all connected based on where you're purchasing and setting up your WordPress. Maybe you already have WordPress set up on a different hosting. It all just depends. So you go into your hosting settings. Now, these hosting settings are going to look different. If you are using Bluehost, then they'll look the same. If not, then obviously they'll look a little different. So you go into the domain section on your hosting platform, whatever you're using, and you go over to the subdomains section. So you go over to subdomains and then you just come over here. So this is my main website, BrendonVolesky.com. That's my personal brand. So all you have to do is come over to subdomain and just type in shop if you want shop there, or you can go ahead and type in store if you want store there. Now, I'm obviously not going to click create because I'm not trying to create that right now, but that is effectively all you do here to actually create the subdomain. So once you have your subdomain created and you have that folder created within your hosting files, the next step is to come over to the zone editor. Now, the zone editor is kind of the tricky part here. And so you want to select your domain, obviously. Now, we're actually going to select the domain that I have this set up on. And I'm going to be blurring everything out, of course, because don't want to be revealing any too many secrets here for you guys. But basically, once you have the domain that you have set up with it, you have that selected, all you do is come here and add your DNS records. Now, when you're adding your DNS records, you need to make sure that you have the A name, the A host name pointing to WordPress, because the main domain is still pointing to WordPress. This is the WordPress IP address, so you want to make sure that that is connected there. And then if we scroll down, the next other bit is the store. So the C name, which is the subdomain, is going to be pointing to shops.myshopify.com. So these are both set up differently. The C name, www, is pointed to the main domain, right? This www, the A name, the main host record. When people go to the www, right? You go on naturally curly, www, it takes you to the WordPress site, right? Or you know, it takes you to the main WordPress blog website, the main domain. Whereas the subdomain, the shop, takes you to the shop or the store if you set up store as well, like Survival Life did. It's same difference. So this points to Shopify. So it's really simple because it's the naming system. If you think about the whole nomenclature and the naming system here, effectively all that you're doing is having the store point to Shopify or the shop pointing to Shopify, and that takes you to the Shopify site. And you have your www pointing people to the main route, which is the main WordPress site where your blog and all your traffic and your main home base is, pretty much. So that is how we have it set up here. You just want to make sure that your host record is pointing to Bluehost, which is the 162. That is the Bluehost IP address, and below is the store, which is pointing to the Shopify website. That is the C name, the alias. That's what that goes under. Like I said, if you do have any issues with any of this kind of stuff, feel free to contact their support. They will definitely help you out. Either Shopify will help you out with the Shopify end of things. Bluehost will help you out with the Bluehost end of things. So obviously it just depends on, you're probably going to be calling both of them back and forth, but hopefully this video is helping you along this whole process, right? So you have that set up. This is within the Bluehost side of things. We're going to hop into Shopify just to show you exactly how that is set up as well. And once you log into Shopify, you want to just come over under the sales channels, under online store, and under domains. And as you can see right here, this is also the buy button, which we will be taking a look at just a little bit, just to kind of preview exactly how it works and how you just go ahead and embed that right into your WordPress blog post as well. So going to the domain section down in here, you want to make sure that your primary domain is set up as your store domain name, so that points people to the Shopify store, which is the primary domain name. The store or the shop is pointing directly to Shopify, right? And then that is what is managed under Shopify, your main domain, which is the .myshopify.com. That is basically what you're having this set up as. So all you have to do then is come over to manage, and you want to manage your domain. And now this is also where you can set up the email hosting. This is dependent upon where you actually purchased your domain at. If you purchase your domain through Shopify, it should look like this. Or if you just use the free WordPress domain, then of course that could be set up that way as well. It all just depends on where you own your domain at, but you want to just get to your DNS settings effectively on Shopify. So you connected your subdomain. As you can see, it's the store.yourwebsite.com. And that is then set up here. We just go to the DNS settings, and you have your email hosting and your email redirecting as well. This is then the next bit under Shopify. So you want to make sure that on Shopify, your DNS records, your A record, your @ points to Bluehost. So you want to make sure that even in your Shopify settings, wherever your DNS settings are for your domain, that the A record points to Bluehost, whereas the C name for store points to shops.myshopify.com. And that will be the same no matter what website domain you are. It's just pointing to shops.myshopify.com. It's basically how they're identified. And then the www is pointing to your main website.com, your main domain.com. And then the MX records is for mailing, so you don't really have to worry about that. That should be already defaultly set up. But basically that is how you do it, and you can keep the Shopify name servers. I did play around a little bit with using the Bluehost name servers, but it typically messes things up, so it just depends. Like I said, contact their support if there are any problems. They should be able to help you out and set things up a bit. But this is basically the DNS settings that you do want to have set up on both Bluehost under the subdomains, under your DNS records, as well as then the Shopify DNS settings. And this does depend a little bit about where your domain is actually hosted from. My domain is hosted with Shopify, but Shopify is like the platform and the domain is then managed by Bluehost. So it is a little bit tricky there. You are going to have to play with these settings a little bit yourself to make sure everything works, but just copy down the exact CNAME records and A records I am using, and it should work for you with your store and connecting everything. So effectively you can get this end result here, whereas Naturally Curly has it to where they have their shop on the separate domain here. And that's really the dream here. That's the whole benefit of this whole process, is you're able to have your entire store set up on a separate domain, still kind of connected in a way. Now, if you do want to sell your products, like I was saying before with the buy button, we are going to be taking a little quick look at that as well. This is basically what it looks like on the sales channels. All you have to do is click the plus button here in Shopify and add it as a sales channel. You just scroll down and make sure you add the buy button. It should be listed in here. I've already added it, so it is down here. We go ahead and click on the buy button, and you are able to effectively embed your Shopify-based products directly into your WordPress blog posts. Like I was showing you, the same kind of way that K9 of mine is embedding the links out to Amazon, you can just sell your own products. Or if you have an entire warehouse and you already house these products, you could just sell them yourself through your own e-commerce store. And doing it this way, if you were to set up blog-based stuff like this, you can embed it right into your WordPress content directly in here. And they are using Thrive themes as well to set up their blog and their WordPress and all of that kind of stuff. That is really the best content builder if you are curious about how they are setting up these pages to make them look so pretty and so beautiful. At least I think they look pretty nice. They look pretty straightforward. You could really customize your websites to make them look however you want, but yeah, so you can embed these right into your blog. As you can see, embed your products into WordPress, Squarespace, Tumblr, and more. Obviously, we don't care about those three. We care about WordPress, right? WordPress self-hosted, which is the best there for your actual traffic and management and of your main business, where you can host your funnels and all of that kind of cool stuff. So obviously here in the buy button, then we could just go ahead and select the product. We can also select a collection as well, but all you have to do is click on select product. And as you can see, you could just scroll down to whatever product you want. I'm just going to add this one as an example. And as you can see, the product comes up with an add to cart button. And this is effectively exactly what it will look like on your WordPress store. This is a live preview of the HTML code and how you do that exactly. It's basically just add to cart, and you can see it does pop up if we do click add to cart. This is how it will look on your WordPress site, beautifully embedded right onto your blog post pages if people want to just buy straight from the blog post page. I would typically recommend keeping your add to cart button as add to cart. I wouldn't necessarily recommend choosing buy now, just because that's a little bit of a strong phrase. I would just keep it as add to cart. But as you can see, it pops up right here. People can add as many as they want to cart, and then the checkout is right here, and they can check out straight to your Shopify store directly through from your WordPress blog post pages, which is really, really powerful and an excellent way to build up your SEO and actually sell your e-commerce products through content marketing. Now, to get just the buy button, like I said, you can just go straight up with the simple plan here with just the Shopify Lite, which is just the $9 a month. But I would probably just recommend you build out the whole store and then use this as an extra sales channel. So you could embed this as a sales channel within your blog post and then have obviously your full store, just like how Naturally Curly has. You know, they have their entire store. Same with Survival Life. You know, that's an excellent way to send traffic from your email list right to the store where they can shop around and buy all the products they want from you. So that really is the basis of this entire system. If you do want to connect Shopify for WordPress, that is how you get it set up completely 100%. You can get it to where you are able to effectively do great content marketing through your WordPress site and, you know, build up that traffic. As you can see, this site, man, 2 million estimated visits a month. Same with Survival Life, where they have about 1 million, I think, per month on their main website as well, outside of the store. Yeah, they had about 1 million visits per month, 950,000. I mean, when you're doing the content marketing game and you really build out an authority site through your main website, and then you just link straight to your e-commerce store through email and all that kind of stuff, just a really powerful way to where you can connect and really run the best e-commerce business that you want and just generate traffic for years upon years through the WordPress SEO that you put into the content marketing. You put in that powerful SEO work and you get consistent sales. So maybe you already have a Shopify store. This is how you then would connect it to WordPress, or maybe you already have a WordPress blog and you wanted to add on that e-commerce Shopify store. That is pretty much how you get all of that set up. Bump the mic right there a little bit, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this valuable in any way, please be sure to hit the like button, share this how you share it, whether it's to your friends, family. Comment below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Like I said, share how you share. I really appreciate that. Get the word out of this video. Hopefully, this is really the most updated version of this entire setup and system and how you really get it all set up, because like I said, been through a lot to get this all set up. Hopefully this is valuable. If you have any questions as well, you can ask the Shopify support or Bluehost support or your hosting platform. They should be able to get any kind of technical details straightened out for you as well. If you enjoyed the video, final thing here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss anything. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's video. Brennan here, BrennanValesky.com, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.